The biggest winner yesterday was the health care for American people, for our seniors and hardworking American families. Health care was on the ballot, and health care won. Yesterday, Americans elected an extraordinary class of dynamic and diverse Democratic candidates. Members elected who reflect their districts and who embody the bountiful diversity of our nation. Women led the way to victory, with at least 30 new women coming to the Congress. Is that not exciting? And there's still some races that are not finalized yet, so there could be more. Democrats also secured big wins in the governorships across the country. And while it is my responsibility to win the House for the Democrats, winning the governorships is essential to good policy in our country and open elections and the rest. So victories in Wisconsin, Illinois, Kansas, Maine, Michigan, New Mexico, and Nevada. We're very proud in New Mexico that our colleague, Michelle Lujan Grisham, is now the governor. In Colorado, Jared Polis is now the governor, our current colleague, even though that's replacing a Democratic governor, a great governor, Governor Hickenlooper. So that wasn't a pickup, but it is a Democratic member there. Tim Walz in Minnesota, our colleague, again, winning in Minnesota. So for us, just seeing that the extraordinary leadership of these members going into governor's offices, seeing the increased number of Democratic governorships, it was a great night for the American people. We won because from the beginning, we focused on health care. 2 years ago today, the day after the election, not the same date, but the same day after the election, everyone came together and said, we see the urgency, we want to take responsibility, and that gave us opportunity to protect the Affordable Care Act. That was so essential to the health and financial security of America's working families, and we knew it would be a target of the Trump administration. So just so you know, that by that Sunday, we had mobilized many of the groups outside. They were self-mobilized as well, but we all came together, depending on despite where we might be on the spectrum on other issues, to say this was our focus. We made a plan to launch our campaign on the weekend of Martin Luther King Day, you know when that is, in January, and we did. After the president's inauguration, as you know, something historic happened in our country, the Women's March, and much of that was about health care, women's reproductive health, excuse me, health care. The beat goes on. Over the course of that next year and a half, working with the outside groups, and they deserve a great deal of credit, and I'm proud of our democratic unity in the Congress of the United States and our inside maneuvering. That unity was essential to the clarity of our message and our differentiation from the Republicans on that subject. But working together, voting together, we were able to make our case. The outside groups, and we participated in some of this, but the outside groups had 10,000 events across the country speaking out about the risk that was involved in Republican policy in terms of health care in our country. There are assaults on Medicare and Medicaid. There are assaults on the benefit of a pre-existing medical condition being taken away, all of that, so much more. The issue about the cost of prescription drugs, all of those issues by groups, coalitions, HCAN, Protect Our Care, little lobbyists, advocacy groups of patient advocacy groups across the country, labor unions, veterans, the list goes on and on of so many people who were involved in that. Leading up to this being on the ballot, and when some of you have said to me, how did this emerge as the issue in the campaign? My answer is, we made our own environment because we knew how important healthcare is, not only to the good health of families, but to the financial well-being of their families, healthcare cost being such a major assault on their economic security. And when we put together our For the People agenda, our first priority was to lower health care costs by lowering the cost of prescription drugs. Leader Mitch McConnell went forth and really admitted that Medicare and Medicaid and some aspects of Social Security disability benefits were on the chopping block. The president pulled his punch when it came time to lowering the cost of prescription drugs by enabling the secretary to negotiate for that.